sold this for 290,000 gold. Sold for 300,000 gold. This is how I got my first million, second million, third million. What's up, gaming heroes? Welcome back to another awesome World of Warcraft video. My name is Erosium, and in today's video, we're going to be looking at how much gold I made this month. Dun, dun, dun. As always, thank you so much to my wonderful patrons who continue to support the channel. I actually have unique World of Warcraft gold guides over on my website, erosiumtv.com, and that's connected up to my Patreon. So that basically means that anyone that supports me on Patreon gets access to my unique World of Warcraft gold guides. These are gold guides which have basically step-by-step guides with pictures. They are pages and pages long, some of them, and I've spent way over like 30 hours per guide, and they've been checked out by other gold making YouTubers as well, so I know that they've got their stamp of approval. If you do want to check that out, feel free to do so. But without further ado, let's get into the video. All right, so currently my characters are at 1,631,000 gold. This is currently a timeline of my gold for the last month. Now, I do just want to say really quickly, there's a reason that I've got kind of like stagnant lines here and here. And that is mostly because I went on 2 short holidays this month. One to Portugal, which was just here for like 4 or 5 days. And then Denmark, which was for another 4 or 5 days. And that's the reason that it kind of stagnates off for a little bit. And then it comes back and there's a bit of a jump, because I'm here. I know this shows a month, but realistically, it's about 2 weeks worth of actual playing. But either way, let's get into the details here. I had 2 awesome sales this month, and these were the Golden Mains Reigns, which sold for 300,000 gold, which was a huge sale. Right here, you can see it went from 1 million to 343,000 gold. So I sold probably some more island transmogs as well. And then I had the Forlorn Prisoners Strap sell as well. Now, this Forlorn Prisoners Strap, I bought this for 199,000 gold. And I sold this for 290,000 gold, which was about, probably after auction house cut, sales, etc., probably about an 85,000 gold turnover. That was a pretty damn good little flip that I did. I'm not playing around too much with the 252 flips currently, and the reason for that is because I'm kind of nervous, if I'm honest, with patch 9.2 on the horizon, so to speak. I'm starting to think a little bit about being careful with buying the 252s. It probably still works well, but I'm still very careful with it because ultimately it's got probably more of a niche market than it typically would be if it was at the start of a patch instead. Now, I want to just talk about what my best sellers are just overall, because I've got some big jumps here, and then I've got lots of these little dips and curves and everything like that. So I pretty much ceased all production on my jewelry crafting mounts, and the reason for that is it's just got so much competition. The prices are only worth like what, 3k per sale, and the amount of cancel scans I have to do on Silver Moon EU is quite crazy. So I ended up ceasing all production on those, and I've switched over to mostly just flipping on the auction house. Now, what am I flipping? Island Expedition transmogs. These transmogs are still doing so well. I must have spent probably like 50k on island transmogs, and I've made well over 400,000 gold just from selling them back. Now, most people go to the auction house, they look at island transmogs. So let's just go for armors instead of weapons, because quite a lot of just general stuff. They really just throw this stuff onto the auction house and they don't care about the value at all. Then someone like myself comes along and they say, oh, this is undervalued. Let's see if we can buy this, sell it back at a banging profit. Now, this means that you find a lot of stuff on the auction house super cheap. These Dragon Riders leggings are insanely cheap. What on earth? Okay, right, carry on, Erosium. I just got excited for a second there. I saw a good opportunity. Yeah, you gotta be very careful about assessing these opportunities. But we'll just let this search do first. Okay, now this search is completely done. It's 190 items, and this is all armor from Island Expeditions. I actually have these TSM strings on my Patreon, so if you do want to access all of the Island Expedition flips and stuff like that, you can check that out on my Patreon. Just import exactly my groups into your own, and this will also import the way in which I sell them back to the auction house to make sure I get a banging profit. So you can see here that there's loads and loads of stuff here that are an absolute banging price, dude. The region market value is 10,000 gold. These are being sold for 650 gold. I've sold these for 10k in the past, dude. This is crazy. You got these geocrag grips. Again, great deal. There's some amazing stuff here that people are just, oh my gosh, the Dragon Rider's helmet is a 7k item and it's for 350 gold right now. This stuff here, this is why there's so much opportunity to make gold. So I'll show you guys my bank here on this character. This is the character I used actually to buy all of my transmogs and then get them across. You can see here, oh, I took a bunch of them out. I've got a load of transmogs of Island Expeditions of really good just opportunities. So I've got a bunch of these Murloc helmets here, which are at the moment 1,400. I bought these for 200 gold at the time, which is pretty good. And for me, when it comes to this stuff, I just buy it. If it's a good price, I buy it. 255 gold I spent for these. And how about these Twilight Dragon, 200 gold again. It's like that, guys. That's what I'm going for right now, is buying things really cheap, stick them in the bank, and then in a month or two, when, you know, the market has really dried up for those transmogs, that's when I'll sell them back at the auction house and make a banging profit. It's the same thing for the weapons as well. Past that, the other little indents we've been having here for these sales has also been Shadowlands mission tables. Shadowlands mission tables. Now, these mission tables, I've been using the mission tables to make a ton of gold. How have I been doing that, Erosium? Oh, I'm so glad you asked, Erosium. All of the materials you get from the Shadowlands mission tables, I have been transferring to this character and selling. Not all of them, but some of them I keep for raiding, such as, you know, some of the meats and stuff like that. But for the most part, I transfer them to this character and we just throw them on the auction house and sell them. We make a huge profit from that. It's just one of those daily things that tick away and make just brilliant gold. Now, if you were going to go for the BoE market, then I'd highly suggest just searching in armor and going to say like plate and just clicking search, and then favorite any item that is worth a lot of gold, basically. And that's pretty much all I've done. If you look at my main favorites right here, you can see I've got all of these immediately and I can check out whether they are worth it or not. So right now there's some really good price things here. Let's have a look here. So how much is this typically? 252. It says region is quite low. I guess I'd have to check Undermine Journal for these, because right now the TSM doesn't seem to be as accurate as I would need it to be in order to invest in this. I would definitely use the Undermine Journal if you're going to go ahead and buy these. Findings of the Subjugated, 232. Yeah, you got to be kind of careful with buying this stuff. It's a lot of gold to spend for the potential of it to go wrong. Now, with tailoring, overall, this last 30 days, I've made 119,000 gold just from tailoring. And this obviously doesn't include like the crafting cost and everything like that. You have to consider certain things are going to cost certain amounts of gold. But typically on this character in the last, 30 days, I have managed to make 119,000 gold, which is pretty good. It's 193 items sold. I just want to see if we can check what the most expensive item was. Most expensive item was sold was the Mooncloth robe. Past that, we got a bunch of ghostly spell threads. And past that, it's just a ton of shrouded gear. This is all like level 50 gear. So I've added probably the novice mark to it to make it a level 50 piece of gear. So those obviously sell like hotcakes, and it all adds up. 119,000 gold is amazing. On enchanting this month, I've made 71,000 gold. Not bad at all. It's okay. You know, not the best thing, but I'm happy with it either way. Now, it says here in terms of gold I've made from selling the transmogs of Island Expeditions, it says I've made 108,000 gold for materials, just random materials that I find and I sell. The gold I've made is 111,000 gold. You can see there's quite a huge amount there. Medallion of Lost Legion. These are actually items that I farm from my garrisons. So I just simply log on to my garrisons. I check the mission tables, and sometimes I get a Medallion of Lost Legion. Sometimes I get a huge ogre cash, etc. I sell these back on there, and it's super easy. It's such easy gold. It's unreal. For mounts, it says in the last 30 days I've made 536,000 gold. There's a couple of bits and bobs here, like living steel. I can include that in my mount operations just because it's used. But obviously these here, these panthers aren't really worth much gold. It costs 22k make each one of these. So when you're looking at kind of that value, it's not a huge amount. It's more like 4k gold per one of these. So that's why I've stopped with the panthers. They aren't very worth it at the moment for me. In terms of gold made from BoE flipping, I've made 293,000 gold, which is pretty good. So overall, we've reached 1.6 million. Now, I am currently on an unofficial 1 to 10 million challenge, but it's not really like one of those that I want to document as like oh, this is how I got my first million, this is how I got my second million, third million. I just kind of want to document when I've had a really good month, and I think this month has been good. I've learned some key principles such as flipping that I really want to incorporate into like future gold making methods as well, especially with next patch. I think there'll be a lot of opportunities then. So I really hope that you kind of enjoyed this, like just sit down talking about different ways that I'm making gold. I really hope that you guys enjoy this type of video. If you do, leave a comment and smash the like button, and feel free to check out my Patreon where you can find out all of my top gold making methods for yourself. Thanks for watching. This is Erosium, out.